Because of you, our church changes lives. Good morning. I'm Roger Hohnstein. This year I am serving as your board chair as well as the stewardship chair. I'm sorry I'm not worshiping with you this morning, but I had an early flight to catch for a business trip. Northway's mission statement is to share Christ with those seeking meaning and purpose in life. Stated in a more personal way, because of you, our church changes lives. That is the theme of our stewardship campaign this year. Northway Christian Church has changed my life. Church created my family. I met my wife in our singles group here. Of course, many of you know my girls who grew up here and are still active in our congregation. So church created my family both by blood and by our kinship through the family of Christ. Our church has touched each of us individually, as well as those in the community. I invite you to think with me for just a moment on how Northway Christian Church has impacted the lives of our church family. We have weekly community worship opportunities, Bible studies, educational opportunities for both adults and children. We have frequent volunteer opportunities such as blood drives, food or diaper distribution, Greater Garth, working in the Greater Garth Community Gardens in South Dallas, not to mention our legacy service ministries such as Fowler, Mike's Kids, North Dallas Shared Ministries, Family Gateway, and many others. Besides those volunteer opportunities that I just mentioned, how does Northway Christian Church impact our larger community? Well, our facilities provide space for many of our neighbors to do things. We have groups from Boone Elementary next door use our facilities. Our Caruth Hills Neighborhood Association around us, we hosted a neighborhood night out on their just last month for them. Our Northway Christian Church day school families are ministered to on a daily basis and weekly basis around here. We're a distribution point for Meals on Wheels for the community, and we also host a community vacation Bible school every summer. Northway is a very fortunate congregation. Not only do we have generous donors, but we have a foundation that allows us to fund our current operations and perform necessary repairs to our aging facilities. Did you know that, on average, the past several years of total Northway Christian Church's total expenses, property varied anywhere from 31 to 49% of our budget. And for 2023, the actual expenses is closer to 50%, maybe a little bit over. Personnel expenses are approximately 32 to 50%. And I just want to remind you that these salaries support those who create our programs, both for our members as well as for programs that serve our community and keep our facilities up. All of this helps us to grow in our mission as disciples. Our programming expenses, excluding salaries, vary anywhere from 4 to 6%. Our administrative expenses run 10 to 15%. And a new line item for 2023 is safety and security. For this year, one-time property expenditures of roughly $600,000. We will have ongoing safety and security expenditures for future years, for continuing physical upgrades as they're required, as well as for the cost of security officers that continue to be on our facilities. For 2023, Northway had 74 giving units that either pledged or gave over $454,000. This is roughly 14% of our 2023 budgeted expenses. Our budgeted deficit for 2023 is $2.6 million. As I mentioned earlier, roughly $600,000 was for non-recurring security improvements to our facilities. Our foundation covers our deficits and increasingly expensive capital repairs, and currently has a balance of approximately $16 million. I don't tell you this to make anyone feel discouraged. I tell you this to be transparent. We are indeed still very blessed. I see 74 giving units, families and single people, all loving the Lord enough to give almost $500,000 to Northway Christian Church. This is something to celebrate. It is also worth celebrating our foundation. Since its inception in 2016, the proceeds coming from our land sale to the Highland Park School District, the foundation has been helping to continue Northway's mission. We are in the midst of a 40-day prayer program. The purpose of this 40 days of prayer is for us to listen to God. Listen for what and how God is telling us that we carry on our mission. How do we best use our facilities and our other resources to carry on our mission? And what is my individual part in Northway's mission? It is not realistic for us to be able to balance our budget with our pledges alone, but they help immensely. I'm very thankful that we have our foundation, which allows us time to prayerfully consider how we carry on Northway's mission in the future. There have been no decisions made other than to pray for 40 days and listen to what God is telling us. We will take it one day at a time. We will have discussions, but most importantly, we will carry on the mission of Northway. And what is that mission? To share Christ with those seeking meaning and purpose in life. How do we do that? And how do I individually help? Consecration Sunday will be held on November 12th, followed by a celebratory luncheon on November 19th. Pledge cards will be mailed to your home as well as available each Sunday starting today. Online pledge cards are also available. If you have never pledged before, I'd encourage you to do so this year. Remember, it's just an estimate of your giving and helps us in planning for 2024. In closing, please continue this 40-day of prayer journey. If you haven't already started, join us where we are right now, today. And don't be discouraged if you miss a day. Start again. This is just like how God provides us a chance for redemption with our faith in Jesus Christ. I appreciate each and every one of you, whether you are a member, first-time guest, or a long-time visitor. You are welcomed here as a much beloved child of God. Let us now receive the morning offering.